Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Conquering History Games, and welcome back to the graduation campaign here in Hearts of Iron for Kaiser Reich. So what we're doing at the moment is we're trying to figure out what a lot of this is going to be dependent on, is Canada gonna get involved? And I simply don't know the answer to that. Now, we've got our hands on some nice political power right now. Not enough to get some of these really nice guys. Frankly, I don't think any of them are spectacular. I mean, we're not doing superior firepower doctrine. Nuclear research could be good. Of course, we don't know if we'll use it yet. I'm gonna have you guys vote on it when the time comes. But it could be okay to get it now. Soon. What is to be done? Oh, destroy the longest terrorists. There, we always want to be trying to click this as soon as we are able. Every time. So you see, if we look at the longest resistance here, where is it? Yeah, you know, the division recovery rate is already at only -8%, stability is at -8%, etc., etc. So we're doing okay. Our current stability is actually 22%. You know, it helps that we're improving the workers' conditions, and we have her ability for the weekly stability increase stacking on top. So a lot of good things happening there. Got some more divisions here that are ready to move in with the big boys. Come over here. Somebody else we need to be training. Okay. Now, who's going to be our tank guy? We like having this trickster here with all his goodies. This really should be Rose, though. Yeah. We'll switch this to, I don't know, yeah, Tyson. Doesn't get a new trait, it would seem. Improvisation expert, movement bonus on land plus 10%. Not huge on it. Eventually, we're going to have some big ol' artillery we're going to do later. Let me duplicate that. We're going to have a group called the Big Guns. And these are going to be ones who later we're going to make significant artillery focused. That's much later. Much later. Right now we got to think about what we're going to do about Canada. Man, Second World War, it's going to be, you see, again, we're 15 days after when it traditionally was started. Great, they formed the United States of Greater Austria, so now they're going to become a huge powerhouse. Socialist Republic of Italy is not going to be able to unite because there's no way they're going to crack Sardinia. It would just be sheer dumb luck. And now the Dominion of India is united, and they're going to start, you know, coming over here, unify India, you know, final struggle, unify India, all this stuff, all these goodies. They're going to get so crazy strong. They're just their manpower alone. So, like, right now they got about 300,000 manpower available to them. I'm trying to remember how you check. They're only on limited conscription. They already have a war economy going. So, India is gonna be a problem later. Alright, revolutionary education is done. I don't remember if we... I guess I'll start up the poll. I don't remember what people said is the priority. So priority, if it was to do racial equality, gender equality. So I'll start that poll, and you guys can vote, those of you who are here. And maybe we'll do something else in the meantime also. Rebuilding the country, just 10%. Yeah, we're still not doing great. We're getting some consumer good factories back. Not really though. We're still at 60% are being used. Oh, because improved worker conditions is doing a 10% as well. So we got a lot of things happening here which we're not enjoying. Armored industry vehicle, no. A 2-year ahead of time value. Oh, specifically for medium, boo. But still 100% bonus. It's good. Good stuff with the tanks down there. There really is. I know I've not been focusing on the economy. I know. I'm just thinking, like, when are we going to start doing under Commonwealth of America? I think... I think we're going to wait. I think we're gonna... Let's see, wait, General Defense Committee, either side could do this. Oh, wait, does it really not matter that much? Oh, I guess it's like just which of these you go down. So I can grab one and then start going the center or the other or something. Ooh, I like that straight 100 political power. But there's going to be an election in 14 months. These are each a little over 1 month. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we'd come down here, which doesn't matter as much. And then whether we do councilism or federalism will depend on what else we do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's because I feel like once I start down the economic tree, I need to commit to it, you know? Government-run agencies have started to put people back to work. Some respectable businesses have reopened. The threat of mass starvation has passed, though it's not uncommon to see small hordes of orphans and elderly rooting through trash in the cities. Tough choice, I must say. I think just getting the stability up continues to have to be the priority, though. So each of these has, like, an extra 2 weeks. I mean, it's not 6 weeks either. Sometimes 6, but it's close. So figure, like, this is 3, 6, 9 months to go down all of this. Well, in the meantime, wow, overwhelming 86% are down with racial equality, are up for it. So damn, with those kinds of numbers, I feel like I have to take this while I think about what else to do. So foolish and vain is the working man who makes the color of his skin the stepping stone to his imaginary superiority. Proletarians of all colors and creeds fought and bled together to build our new America. The loyal immigrant shall also be afforded natural-born citizenship in the spirit of emancipation. So it's the same, like, all of these basically do the same thing. You know, plus 10% recruitable population factor, minus 10% consumer goods, plus 10% stability, plus 10% war support, and your division limit goes up a little bit as well. So a lot of good stuff, pretty much. There we go. We're gonna keep cranking them out. Fill up the divisions, y'all. These guys are assigned here, right? I feel like, hold on, I need to redraw this map. Seems a little messy. Oh, but now my training thing is out. No, I wanted to him to be a separate thing. Okay, delete that.
Yes, sir.
Get you guys in the middle of America. Okay, hello there, Andrew. Okay, so we got that taken care of. Atomic research, still way too much out of reach, I think. Fuel's doing fine, so I don't think I need to take any of that. I don't plan on converting equipment. Tanks, let's see, 158 from the tanks being upgraded. Right, signal and logistics. So we can get those in there. Cool, we got a bunch more cores from the American Union states. That's good. And we're 3 days away from being able to re-up on the loyalists, terrorists. Come on. There we go. Yeah, so all we gotta do is just keep doing that over and over and over again. They're trying to get me to get the secret scientist to keep having it shiny. I just don't think there's anything there I want to prioritize. Really don't. Really don't. 0% war support is really hurting. I have to say. And even once we get rid of the resistance and recovering from the Civil War, we're actually not going to get that much back. In fact, I almost want to do radio propaganda. 75 for 5% war support. And what do I need the war support for? I need that, I think, to expand this. So you see, I can never get limited conscription right now. Not even that. Not that I think I'll ever need it, necessarily, but the blood will begin to flow once the World War Second one starts.
Yes, sir. Attention! Attention!
How are those heavy tanks doing? Still 1,200 in the hole. We're probably destroying them even as they train. We look at production on the heavy tanks. John Reed champions literacy. Hold on. Yeah, we're still at 4.22 a month. Not spectacular. Okay, so we got emancipation for all done. Did I even read that? Yeah, I did. So then I don't see why we shouldn't do women's liberation. And that will actually officially get rid of Reconstruction, and we'll move to, instead of recovering from the Civil War, we'll have a social revolution. Now, it says right now, the scars of the war, which were visible just months ago, have largely faded from the country. Factories have reopened, and trains, buses, and other forms of public transportation have started running with some regularity. America has nearly returned to its pre-war standard of living. Let's do women's liberation. I mean, we got the rebel girl, right? Dang, I just realized because of that I should have done women's liberation first because of that. So that was a little mistake on my part. But with the men fighting on the front lines, it tells the women to run the factories, build the munitions, and feed our revolution. That's to say nothing for the many female nurses, pilots, and Red Guard members who gave their all. Their sacrifices and struggles shall not have been in vain. In the new America, women will at last be recognized as truly equal to men. So this officially begins the social revolution. Meanwhile, the John Reed Club champions literacy and Marxism amongst youth. Throughout the country, a number of literature clubs called John Reed Clubs have emerged. The clubs, established in various cities, universities, and communities, are creating spaces for young individuals to engage in discussions centered around Marxist principles, socialism, and John Reed thought. Advocates argue that by fostering a love for literature and critical thinking, the clubs empower participants to analyze societal structures, question norms, and contribute to informed political dialogue. Critics, however, express concerns about the potential for ideological indoctrination and argue that a singular focus on Marxist literature may limit intellectual diversity. Despite the debate surrounding their approach, the Young Reed Clubs have undeniably struck a chord with a segment of the younger population. Reading for Reed, and we'll get 1% stability, which will actually take us to 50%, which is nice. I can't quite read what this book is. I think it's A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. I actually never read that one. Never read that one, never read Where the Red Fern Grows. Lord knows there was this one ginger who I went to elementary, middle, and high school with, and he always was very willing to let people know where the red fern grows. So reading for Reed. I don't do any Navy stuff. Man, the command power situation is bleak. I know I've assigned a couple of these because I got Butler and Twinning, but that's only hurting my max. Like the war support minus 74%. It's just not coming in right now. Nobody wants a war. That makes sense, but it's gonna be a problem later. Okay, so we have 150 political power. I need to be careful about this because in 44 days I need to have 20 political power. I'm getting one a day. And this is going to help with stability, so I'll gain it back even faster in theory. Rally public support. No, we're not doing that. I think, do we need political advisors? Renaissance man, Catholic anarchist. Alger Hiss, extra political power gain. That's pretty nice. This is also political power. Okay, so we have a few with 10% buffs. Those might be the ones to get. Economic law cost minus 20%. Ah, so that's going to, in the long term, maybe pay for itself in a way. Meyer London's just some straight up. Oh, wow. This person will take away political power, but factory output will boost 10%. Passionate priest, more stability and conversion speed. Genius! Production efficiency, retention, and cap will go up. Agrarian expert, definitely don't need that. I mean, maybe we need to do the good old silent workhorse, although I should have done this a while back. It would have been better. Yeah, you can't go wrong with the workhorse. 15% is 15%, you know. So he'll pay him. He'll pay his way. Central Rada. Okay, that's White Ruthenia stuff. It's not really our concern.
Ready.
Oh man, this really is gonna take 7,000 freaking days. Though a little more dispersed industry, that should help with the armor, but oh man, we got a long way to go on that. Do I care about? I mean, transportations. That's not till like 42. Oh, it could do better. Get the floating harbor. I need to take this at some point because I often forget to, and I usually the time I remember to take this, it's when it's time for naval invasions, which is when it's too late to take that. But you know what? I need to get logistics happening. Yeah, let's grab these transports just so I don't forget, because I know I will. Same thing with radio, right? Ooh, radio. Speaking of trees, the fir tree division is ready. Oh, radio, tell me everything you know. I will believe your every word, just tell me so. What are my Marines looking like now? They're at 20 with, right? Okay, I did do that. Good. Yeah, just keep cranking these out. Why are some of those not ready? Is Canada just not going to intervene? These freaking teases. These Marines, we're saying that there's a supply attribution issue. And that's a little bit hard to believe. Whoop. Well, shoot, look at that. Yeah, it is in fact a problem. Shoot. Build some railways. Okay. Next up, okay, so we've officially achieved the social revolution. The land of the free and the home of the brave was anything but. We have our work cut out for us in ridding America of corruption, racism, and chauvinism. The first step is to tear up the very core of all these things, the capitalist system itself. So right now our stability, war support, and recruitment population factor are all still down, but this will get better. We just need to take 2 more of these to fix it. But I think it might be time to do some economics to fix the economy. We got to get these dang tanks built. So it's December 11th, 1939. If we focus completely on our economy, we should be able to finish that before we're able to get the before there'll be Flynn's election. So it's basically she's going to push through an economic program while she still can over the next year. For the people. Oh, their hand. Oh, it's tempting. It's so tempting. Social dividends, protectionist, protectionist policies. Professionalize the army as well. Remove Reconstruction armies. Oh yeah, I got the Reconstruction armies. So these are hurting. This hurts our mobilization speed, but there's other good stuff like stability, construction speed, and factory repair. Reminds me, how's this? Yep. 1939 World Series. Oh yeah, it's happening again. Gotta keep working on these longest terrorists. What kind of economy do I actually want? Worker self-management, legalize as executive officers, preferred stockholder voting rights, syndicalist dominance, demand, built for and by demand-side economies. State governments brought forth an awakening of self-sustaining communes in the cities and even counties. Decentralized planning. Agricultural sectors obliged to feed our Nathan, but other than that broad infrastructure, can allow them to operate mostly independently. Industrial democracy. Democracy is left at the factory door. Promote cooperation between unions. American syndicalism. Purists in Congress still mock our idea of syndicalism with American characteristics. Worker co-ops. Public infrastructure. Publicly owned enterprises in the American economy. Rooseveltism and conservatism is only holding us back. Oh, you get a UBI with social dividends. A portion of all profit generated from state-run enterprises will be divided among our citizens. I don't know. A completed vote on racial equality on... Yeah, in the we're talking about in the game, of course. In Kaiserreich, do we prioritize racial or gender equality? Yeah. I feel like Flynn's not focused on the economy. I don't think that's what she would be doing. I think she's focused on the societal. So I think we're going to stick to seeing how much of this tree we could do. And I guess we might as well do the trials in the spirit of that. I think that... I don't remember if the trials do anything but just decide if you're going to get extra generals or not. We're not running short on them. Well, actually, we're a little bit short on field marshals at the moment, but nothing crazy. Victory of the Dominion. Okay, so it's official now. Yeah. Completely official. Dang, that sucked. That's going to be a serious problem later. So in the old days of the Socialist Party, successes were measured by how clean your sewer system was. Especially in Wisconsin. For non-Americans, Wisconsin is right up here. That's so fun thing about Wisconsin is this section here that I'm clicking is actually part of Michigan, this state. So this is known as Upper Michigan or the Michigan Peninsula, excuse me. And it has to do with like how this Ohio barrier was. So like, you know, the joke is that Michigan and Ohio had an argument which Wisconsin lost. Because now Wisconsin doesn't get this. Excuse me. Some friends said I have to pick on my home state here. Why is Bangor the city that's on the map in Maine? It's the third biggest city and not that important, honestly. Let's check. You are right. I don't know. Well, maybe it's based on what was the population at the time? Could not say. Actually, could not say. So in the old days of the Socialist Party, oh yes, Wisconsin. So we're talking about this state here. The pointy peninsula here. Success was measured by how clean your sewage system was, especially in Wisconsin, where Morris Hillquilt made it his campaign promise to clean up the city. In reforming and organizing public maintenance services, Hillquilt showed that socialism could reorganize society without having to redefine or destroy its foundations. The principles of sewer socialism must be taken to the whole of the nation now that the chains of oppression have been broken. Many cities, such as Pittsburgh, are filled with pollution that covers the skies. Now that the revolution is over, cities all across the country shall be cleaned up and modernized. Americans and the international community should appreciate a clean sewer as much as they do a skyscraper. Cleanest sewers in the world, +5 political power. Cool. Cool. The Cincinnati Reds won. As I said, you have first the Red Wings, now the Cincinnati Reds. Obviously, put red in your mascot name in this America, and it's a recipe for success, plain and simple. Some of these guys need a tiny bit of training. I think it's because I changed their layout here. The squirrels. Oh my goodness, the squirrels are here. Yeah, having some supply status issues. Civil rights laws in the 30s is a pretty big deal. Yeah, we are running ahead of schedule here. Wonder what LBJ's thinking. He's going to be down in Texas at this time. Heck, in theory, he could end up being somebody who serves in the army. I mean, we're not going to see him as a general, but he's there. Okay, cool. We're researching logistics already. I want to grab this mechanized. I'm genuinely pretty tempted. I think we're going to get it for the hardness. Because, yeah, we're not going to be building mechanized, if ever. It wouldn't be till really late. I don't think we need to with our heaviest freak divisions already. Still a little short on some things. Yeah, wow, we're actually pretty severely in the hole. No, that's only going to take a few months, actually, not severely, for infantry equipment. So, we'll be alright. Damn, 428 days on that atomic research. Proved heavy cannon. I do want that at some point. Yeah, let's start heading down there. Or, no, what is the priority? What is more important? Okay, we've got this. Infantry equipment, this is, yeah. Freaking Canada. Okay, so Stone Mountain, Georgia, I've read this 1,000 times over the years. Basically, it's what do we do with some... You know, there was some work done on a mountain. It was a monument to the Confederacy, and in this world, Robert E. Lee already got his face blasted off. So we'll just read some of this. James Ford, in a cynical turn, wants to continue the project, but featured Jemmy, John Brown, and George Padmore, feeling these heroes of African-American emancipation are best suited to inspire the new America. Diego Rivera, the artist behind the renovation of Rockefeller Plaza, suggests a cheap and honorable compromise. So Diego Rivera is a Mexican artist, by the way. The relief will be chiseled down to replace the Confederates with leaders of socialist thinking and revolution, those being Karl Marx, Vladimir, and John Reed. A redesign wouldn't be completely out of order given the numerous development issues the monument has faced. Indeed, the project has already been scaled back and replanned even before the revolution. But our government's final decision will likely send a lasting message about what our new America stands for. So, let's create a poll on this one. What to do at Stone Mountain? Let's see, destroy it. Show emancipation. Asian heroes. Let's see. Add option. Or show socialist heroes. Yeah, I guess I should put John Brown. Okay. I'm gonna put Amance for short. Show Amance heroes such as John Brown. So socialist heroes, Marx, and Reed. Okay. Start the poll. Is it up? Okay, yeah. So take a couple of minutes there to vote on what it is you're going to be. And I guess I'll look at what the effects are, but I really want you guys to vote from your heart. Don't worry about what the effects are going to be. It's obviously not that big a deal. It's either we're going to get a little bit of political power or we're going to get a little bit of stability. 50-foot tall statue of Sherman over Atlanta that breathes fire every day at dawn. Maybe once the economy's rolling, we can afford to do something like that. Breathes fire. It's like Bender's statue in Futurama, just Sherman going, "Remember me!" Are we remembering him or are we remembering the statue? I don't know. Simply don't know. Oh, sorry. So how's everybody's day been? Hope you've been doing all right. I'm giving you guys a couple minutes. I'm gonna give you guys a minute to vote here. I've been fighting the urge, because there's other things that I'm reading. I've been fighting the urge to go back and reread frickin' Moby Dick, because I saw Leviathan live. And, love that album. It's so great. And Moby Dick is such a fascinating book to me for, like, a myriad of reasons, but something that, like, for me is specific to Moby Dick is, because I'll sometimes just pick it up and read parts of it, I'm like, I want to read a lot of this right now. Like, I have a friend who, he told me about how, like, he read Moby Dick in just, like, a few days, because he had to for a class, and the last, like, 200 pages he did straight. But for me, Moby Dick is so dense, and every chapter is its own little event. And the chapters aren't short. For those of you who haven't read it, I mean, the chapters aren't long, is what I meant to say. There's chapters in Moby Dick which are like a page. I think the longest chapter is like 15 pages, but most of them are like pretty easily 5 pages or less. Leviathan Live, I love that album. I played it in a tabletop game I ran when the players were in hell. Oh, nice. Dude, I've been running a D&D game, and I definitely have, like, basically they're about to enter a battle arc, because there's going to be a tournament, and I definitely have some metal albums in mind for what's going to go down. And also, like, can I just say, this is also for later, I hope that I'm going to speak as if they're listening so they don't have to worry about spoilers. But, like, there's a lot of death metal lyrics that I have, like, written down to say, like, oh, I'm going to have some NPC say that, like a villain is going to say that to them or something. A lot of great work out there. Black Sea route blocked off by Turkey. What? Warships being blocked off. Oh, okay. Oh, your ship's gonna get grain from Ukraine. That should be a fun trip. Oh yeah, the whole Turkey thing. I remember when they escalated between Russia and Ukraine a couple of years ago, and there was that thing with the Turks. I was joking with friends, like, somebody, definitely so in Turkey, there was a guy going up to his supervisor and saying, "So, sir, there's a Russian warship approaching. Tell them to go fuck themselves because of the war, right?" And then the guy goes, "There's a war?" It's just tradition. The Turkish Russian animosity at this point. Okay, anyway, the vote is pretty dang definitive. Especially for a three-way vote, 87% want the emancipation or in the heart of the South, which, I get it. I could get it. So that means there's going to be these big sculptures of Jimmy John Brown and George Padmore, who I'm sure I don't have to explain who frickin' John Brown is. He's a molder in the grave. But Jimmy and George Padmore probably require a little bit more explanation. So we'll start with George Padmore. Excuse me. Or actually, I guess I should go in chronological order. So Jimmy, which is like a weird name, right? It's because it was a slave's name. This guy named Jimmy, whose last name was maybe Cato. I'm not actually 100% on that. But basically, he was somebody who led a rebellion in the Deep South. This is not to be confused with the Nat Turner Rebellion, which is like the really, really famous one. But basically, this was a period of time when Florida was still owned by the Spanish. So there was this uprising with the intent of escaping to Florida. And along the way, they were, of course, recruiting slaves. They killed people. But they ended up being defeated by a local militia. A lot of them were killed, and a lot more others were like were like sold into slavery once again. So that's who Jemmy is, with a J, Jemmy. And then George Padmore was actually not an American by birth. He was born in Trinidad and Tobago, so he's actually down here that he was initially born. But he moved to the United States in the 1920s and became a communist. And then later on, and I'm talking about in real life, of course, ends up moving to the Soviet Union. So I'm actually not sure where he would be in terms of the Kaiserreich timeline. Like, is he dead? Is he in Russia? Is he in America? I'm actually not sure. In fact, let me check the advisor. Sometimes, like, figures of note like this, you can end up finding them here. Oh my gosh, I forgot. I always forget that freaking Ernest Hemingway is a potential political advisor. The novelist. I'm not a Hemingway guy, by the way. I think I say that every time, but I never. They say better to be thought. Better to stay quiet and be thought a fool than open your mouth and banish all doubt. I never want people to even think that I like Hemingway. The Old Man of the Sea's good. The one with the Spanish Civil War, it's interesting, but like if you're talking about American literature, I'm taking Steinbeck over Hemingway every time. I'm taking Faulkner over Hemingway. I'm taking Melville over Hemingway, although Melville's 19th century, so I don't know if that's really comparable. It's a different time. It's not a Hemingway guy. I have no Hemingway books. That's a way to put it. And I don't think I ever shall. Let's see here. There's no time period in history where the Russian Navy isn't comedically incompetent. You can make a black comedy out of the Voyage of Blackfeet. Yeah. Well, thank goodness there was that one guy who stopped the nukes from flying in the Soviet Navy. But on the other hand, the fact that there was that misunderstanding at all kind of shows a problem. Okay, we could do a carrier hull here. I mean, would it hurt? I don't know. Let me just do it. Oh, but I'd have to trade for chromium. That's right. I keep forgetting. Oh, yeah. I do not need tungsten from the Soviets. I will take more chromium. So happy to. But I keep calling them Soviets. They're not a Soviet. They're a socialist republic. Eastern Front of the Third International. Doing some winter training. I don't know what exactly it is they're up to, actually. Why are Haiti and the Dominican Republic fighting over again? It's just tradition, mostly. Oh, yeah. So, Heroes of Emancipation. Let's take that. Yeah, they exist. Yeah, Russia hasn't even hit the hard part of the occupation, and asking the American soldiers in Afghanistan and Iraq about how hard it is playing whack-a-mole and trying to legitimize the government. I hope they pick the image of John Brown going apeshit in the Bible with one hand and a rifle in other. Yeah, that's a classic. It probably would just be like a regular portrait, although I don't see why you couldn't carve that. It just depends on how much you want to get in there. Hold on, let's do the Loyalist Terrorist. I've definitely been missing some days here. I'm not being as efficient as I should be when it comes to destroying the reactionaries, but, you know, we're getting rid of them bit by bit. Bit by bit, things are getting better. I mean, look at this. We're at 47% stability right now. That's pretty great, actually. So, yeah, happy about that. I'm so happy about that. I haven't really been noticing we've been listening to the in-game music, which I usually don't like. Alright, so we're doing this trial. We're going to do the trial of America First as well here soon. Trial of the federal government. So, once again, it's, what are we going to do here? So, federal trial, we could, or let's see, result. So we can either pardon, pardon everyone, convict only Fed leaders, or we can seize and arrest everyone. All right. When the revolution, excuse me, so the poll is live now, and I'll read while you guys do that. With the revolution over, the time comes now to deal with those that fought against us. The charges against, among other former Federalist politicians, Douglas MacArthur. So Douglas MacArthur is on trial. That of seizing the government and suspending civil rights in defense of conservative Democrats. Henry Morganthu Jr. has appeared in MacArthur's stead due to his recent exile. Oh, so MacArthur fled, I guess? Representing the business and social interests of the old regime, Morganthu stated it was only under MacArthur that the mob violence against Jews committed by the AFP was halted. The testimony of MacArthur's reluctance to accept extra legal power and his personal accounts of admiring the socialist Jacob Coxey has swayed some. Ultimately, the jury has decided to... So let's find out what happens here. So what an argument. So he's basically saying, yes, MacArthur overthrew the democratically elected government. But he also shot people who were anti-Semitic. So, I mean, what do we want to do? I mean, it feels just one step removed from the, yes, Hitler did awful things, but he also killed Hitler. And that is why he should be, found not guilty or whatever. We might go take this to a runoff if needed. Caesar, what are you doing? Hold down for there. Okay, so let's see what the effects here would be. So if we pardon all the leaders... Ooh, this is actually much more significant. So we'll lose 100 political power, but we will get Truscott and James Garish Ord into our army, and we'll also pick up Admiral Kincaid, the Admiral Kincaid. If we convict only the federal leaders, we'll lose 500 manpower. That's presumably, showing those are the 500 people who are being executed or put in prison. We'll get 5 political power, and syndicalism will get 5% more popular. And then finally, we can seize and arrest all the regime supporters. So that'll cost us 2,500 manpower, but we'll get 150 political power, and we'll lose 3% stability. I think YouTube didn't like the line from Disco Asylum. Oh, did you try to put something and YouTube just auto-deleted it? All these barriers, all these blocking people can do. Found out recently that I could not leave an emoji on somebody who I guess has me blocked. Hey Tremel, CHG graduation's channel getting shut down. Yeah, I'm I don't want to, I mean, retiring is perhaps too strong a word. Let's just say I'm going to be pursuing other avenues on YouTube. See you then in a different life under a different name down the line. So, okay, that was definitely more than enough time for everybody to vote. It seems pretty definitive. Nobody voted to arrest everyone. So we're going to convict only the leaders. So we'll get 50 political power, and syndicalism will get 5% more popular. So we're not gonna go after the rank and file. Okay. We modify the officer corps here. Oh, but again, I just don't want to. Arresting everyone is for the longest. Well, we're gonna do that in 40 days. So start thinking about that now, y'all. Is what I would do. And it really doesn't seem like Canada's gonna intervene, which actually genuinely pisses me off. So I'm gonna rename today's episode. We're gonna call this "The Trials of the Traitors." Because remember, our person was elected. Which means, by definition, the rest are traitors. You were the only one who did a lot of campaigns with the anime mods and events. Oh, yeah. As far as I'm aware, yeah, I didn't really know too many others who did that. Okay. Training. How are tanks looking? Oh, one of them is up to trained level. Let's see how many tanks are in this tank division. First off, we're using guns from the Pacific states. But in terms of tanks, we have 46 out of the 320 that we need. In here. Why are we only going 4 kilometers an hour? Shouldn't we be going faster? Isn't the Huey Mark 1 like a 5-point something vehicle? Okay, the heavy, this goes 5.6. What about the Huey? The Huey goes 5.3. Oh, it's gonna be the goddamn tank. No, it's not the light tank either. So then what is wrong? Why is it saying this? Interwar. None of my tanks are that slow. This says it's supposed to go 5.3. Is it just an error? Error. Und error. Oh, it's the local infrastructure is slowing it down. Or lack thereof. I'm all for resting all the longest if it's rehabilitative, but probably not. I watched your video series, and I think high school and early college. I just saw you were streaming and hopped on. Well, I'm happy to have you here, Brad. Yeah. Okay, we can modify our government now. We can get another political advisor. I was kind of holding off on that. Economic reformer. The economy law cost is tempting for later. But is it really gonna pay for itself? Although we're getting more construction speed, production efficiency, retention is nice. That's gonna be really good when we have to upgrade our tank. We have to do it for the nation. Can't have reactionary survivors in our new Cindy Utopia. If we're going to go for racial equality, shaving off a bit of the Southern power base would be prudent. You make a good point. Construction speed +5. The Council Communist. What do I want? Ooh, research speed +5% off of Hemingway. That's really nice. Ooh, that's really nice. If he's working for the government, that means he's probably not writing books, which is nice. But just oh man, this shit talking about something. Weekly war penalty stability modifier. We might be getting Hemingway. 5% research speed. And a little political power gain ain't bad either, you know. I'm not going to complain about that. Ernest Hemingway served as a reporter during the Weltkrieg, eventually becoming a multi-talented writer. Time spent in France after the war convinced Hemingway of the socialist cause. While vacationing in Spain, Hemingway was witness to the arranged murder of José Robles, a dissident friend of his. Upon finding out that the French government was complicit in the murder, Hemingway was galvanized in favor of a more radical authoritarian socialist system that wasn't reduced to dishonorable acts like what he witnessed. Yeah, that research speed is it's just too good. Too good to want. I mean, I want it, you know. Everyone wants to go free trade. I play so little with the economy laws. But you might be right, Tenebrae. He's already infected everybody. Okay, so since the infrastructure is being a problem, I think this is as good a time as any to swap some of these out. So I think we will swap out the field hospital, much as it pains me, for the logistics company. And I don't think I actually need the anti-air. I'd rather have signal. So this totally gets rid of my air attack, which was nice. But hopefully I should just have air superiority anyway. So I hope it isn't an issue. Yeah, trickle back hurts now. More manpower, but fuel usage is down. Need more support equipment, piercing's down. I mean, look at this heart attack, though. 247, 210. I think this will be just fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, get that tank destroyer in here now. Organization's just 27. As opposed to... Okay, cool. And we have the improved heavy tank chassis now. So I don't remember if there was supposed to be... God damn, I keep clicking that wrong. I don't remember if there's a way that I could just take, like, the Huey Mark 1. Okay, like... Save is new, so like if we do, we'll call this like the bread box, the better bread box. Oops. But can I switch the specific chassis? So like if I go here, it's still just the basic. Upgrade module, auto design, reset. Damn it, yeah, I think we have to specifically create this new variant from scratch. If they make Hearts of Iron 5, they need to look at how they did the Navy in this game and not do that. It's probably less micromanaging than the armies, to be honest, but it's just so much, though. It's that, like, one on top of the army learning you have to do. Building, it could be fun. I'm sure there's people who play Warship online and stuff, who I'm sure they spend so much time making their perfect navies, their ratios, like I want this many carriers, this many cruisers, this many destroyers, and whatnot. And, they figure out distance that they could cover and where to assign their navies and all sorts of stuff like that. But that's just not me. I'm just kind of like, let the AI figure it out, and I'll have some for when I need to do naval invasions, So, I mean, there obviously is room for improvement. They gotta do something different. Dang it. I want to get a better heavy tank going right away. Also, the issue is... I want it to be better than it is right now, so we need to upgrade our artillery, because I want an improved heavy cannon, so it's going to take a little bit before we get doing that. Improved medium howitzer, enable improved heavy cannon. Oh, wait. Wait, I can get improved heavy cannon over here in 165 days. So, actually, it's going to about even up. It's going to be about the same either way. how much time it'll take. Anti-air bombing reduction. I'm a Navy nerd. I want to go back to the Heartspire and start build your ships, make a fleet, and go. Yeah. Let's at least get, you know, yeah, let's just get these both going. Why not? By the way, did I ever end up putting in the Continental Infantry some anti-air? Oh, I sure didn't. Let me get that online. So support our anti-air. Very good. That's gonna do horrors to my logistics. Look at all this red. This is actually crazy how much red I have. I really gotta get the dang economy on track. I really do, but I just don't do it. Redouble production. That's pretty nice. Truck costs, mechanized costs. What cost the mechanized cost? Give me a name and don't get dogs. I sure do like that. It's piercing and heart attack. Oh, we can come here and get an intelligence agency, but I don't think she would do that. Might start going down that armor development. Let's see, if we build the country. Easier to understand, similar amount of skill. Man, I haven't played Victoria 2 in so long. I remember I tried to do it a couple times on the channel, and very, very few people cared. So I just didn't do it. What is my play here? What's the play? Distribute what? That's a little better. In the economy, 5+5 production efficiency, factory output +5%, production efficiency growth +10%. It's just flat factory buffs, which are great. And look at this, I need to do something. Albania's joined with Austria, freaking great. Oh, cool! The Trial of the American First Party is now here. So let's get this poll done, and then that's probably where we're gonna call it a night because I already streamed this morning. Fate of the Longest, and so we can once again pardon leadership. Just pardon everyone. Convict only AFP leaders. So remember, AFP stands for the American First Party. And finally, arrest everyone. All right, take a couple minutes to do that. You're in the same time zone as a bunch of Algerians who played it. With the revolution over at the time, now the time comes now to deal with those that fought against us. Huey Long, so according to Earl Browder, could have been a great ally to socialism. We do admit that Long's plan for welfare was in the right direction, but his authoritarian practice was abhorrent. As Long's family and close associates are now in exile, we'll have to make do with putting the leaders that remain in chains. Francis Townsend has defended the actions of the AFP's core membership, saying that radical militarism was due to the nature of Southern populism, not Huey Longism. Some of the jury have been swayed, but the final decision is to... What a weird argument to make by this Francis Townsend. He's going like, Your Honor, you must understand. These men weren't evil because of Huey Long. They were raised that way. There's nothing wrong with them. It's a straight... or no, not really. It's more like, the entire system is bad. You know, it's just a system that caused a civil war that led to the deaths of hundreds of thousands of Americans. And, yeah, oh, this one, 0 votes for pardon everyone. Here, it's like the opposite. Here, it's, no, something's happened to it. They weren't born racist, they were raised that way. Yeah, exactly. Your Honor, the racism was a joke. Yeah, it's like the joke with, you know, how there'll be all the memes with Saul Goodman from Better Call Saul, and it's just him with his hands up and they insert text, but it's like, Your Honor, if you are what you eat. Other than, I'm going to make him Southern, even though Saul Goodman's not Southern, but I'm going to do the Southern, you know, the foghorn leghorn style lawyer. You know, like, Your Honor, if a man is what he eats, then my client is an innocent man. It's like, I might just be a simple country lawyer, but I know. Just, yeah. Your Honor, you weren't there. Shut up. Yeah. Yeah, for arrest the lawyer. Yeah, the lawyer is he's getting you're fired, and with good cause. But I think the votes that are going to be in are in. So we are just going to stop it then. You want to be Benoit Blanc? Well, that's not even something. You see what I'm doing? It's funny you said Benoit Blanc. It's like a friend of mine said it well. That's the Kevin Spacey being from South Carolina Southern accent that he does in the American version of House of Cards. You know, which it had that, you know, which is kind of fun the way you're pushing it out and drawling and just kind of being generally Southern. Because there's a lot of Southern accents. You know, there's Louisiana, Georgia, Tennessee, Texas. Yeah, there's these variants that are here and there. And to use a phrase that a friend of mine who's an actual linguist once used, like a lot of it is microcosmic, meaning it's kind of like, I think I was once in Oklahoma and I heard somebody talking and I turned around and I said, "Are you from New Mexico?" Because he just kind of talked. I could not tell you, oh, these are the markers of a New Mexico accent, but I just heard somebody speaking and I went, that sounds like somebody from New Mexico, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah, Cajun, that freaking. Yeah, that Channing Tatum gambit. You tell me Jean Grey don't drown, you know, and all that. Okay, so yeah, forgot to end the poll. All right, we are going to seize and arrest all party members, which is going to cost us 2,500 manpower and 3% stability, but we're going to get 150 political power. Quite a bit, wouldn't you say? Enough so that I kind of am tempted to do the radio propaganda. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. State-sponsored media, just to get this up a freaking little bit. Like, we're still just at 12%. So, union vacations. One of the changes that has come with the revolution is the transformation of vacationing. The workers of America rarely got to enjoy the luxuries that they created, stolen as they were by capitalists, even though they rightly belonged to the people. How many of the struggling masses got to enjoy picnics or visits to the national parks when they had to work so many hours just to survive and feed their children? No longer will this be the case. The various local unions across the country, regardless of which federation they belong to, have begun to take over and manage various cultural centers as well as help sponsor vacations. This is supported by the government at both a local level and national level as a way to boost productivity and encourage comradeship. Culture belongs to the people. Take the L out of longest. The AFP needs it now. I keep this L. We have some import requests. Indochina is not delivering us rubber like they should. What's the dealio? Oh, it's because they're about to die. So, tough break. So we're going to have to do this with Liberia, apparently. I didn't even know Liberia made rubber. Since when does Liberia have rubber? They're technically our puppet, also. But is it? Yeah, free entry to national parks. Woohoo! Of course, I already get that. Perks of joining the military. Don't join the military, people. Don't do it for the parks. When was the last park I went to? I want to go to different parks. That's what it is. Actually, there was somebody who I just remembered. I heard a radio program years and years ago. It was a book about like a national park journalist travel book. It was like some journalist. I don't know who it was. Here we go. Was it Leave Only Footprints? Take only memories. Let me see here. Leave only footprints book. All right. Leave only footprints. My Acadia to Zion journey through every national park. Is this the one? Hold on. Checking something in the other thing. Yeah, I think this is it. But anyway, it's a book. There's this dude who he wanted to hit every single national park. I think going east to west over the course of a year. So like he started somewhere in Maine and I think ended it in somewhere in the Pacific Northwest or whatever. So he was just talking about how he also like did New Year's at each, like he began and ended the year at each place specifically. There was one park he was at that like there was some rare animals giving birth and he saw the puppies or something like that. But I just remember hearing on the radio and I thought, oh, that sounds interesting. I should read that book sometime. And at this point, that was like literally 4 years ago. Just always more books to read, But no, if I'm going to get any new books anytime soon, the priority is going to be putting aside money because I want to get a collection of... I'm probably going to get that library... What, People's Republic of... Yes! The People's Republic of Argentina just joined the Third Internationale. Very good. Awesome. They're still totalist. But after Germany, we could argue about those sorts of things. We're done with them. Going all over national parks right now, albeit slower. Oh yeah, this guy was a journalist. I'm pretty sure he was probably paid to do all this, for whoever he worked for. Dang, Persia's getting cut into, and Caesar is starting to meow. So I think he wants me to get off because there is other stuff I want to get done today. So yeah, so that was him going, yes you do, yes you do. So I think we'll stop it there. And oh yeah, and I brought up the national parks thing because I think I feel like I want to go to a different park. I want to, travel more. There's so many things to want to do. Yeah, like I might have been able to go to Minnesota this year, but it just really wasn't in the cards. It was just one of them things. But anyway, I should be streaming tomorrow morning. I can't think of any reason why I wouldn't be. So I will see you guys then. So, y'all have yourselves a good night. Bye-bye.